So this movie just premiered at Fantastic Fest in Austin, Texas. Sadly, I'm not at Fantastic Fest this year, or never been. One day, though. But I did get to see the movie early, so you know what that means. Early review! Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children is the latest film from Tim Burton. The movie follows Asa Butterfield, who plays Jacob, a 16-year-old who goes out to find this mysterious home that his grandfather told stories about, which was basically kind of a refugee place for these children with supernatural abilities called Peculiars. And their guardian is Miss Peregrine, who's played by Eva Green. However, some dark things start to happen that put the Peculiars in jeopardy, and it might have some sort of connection with a tragedy that happened to Jacob early in the movie. Now, I remember seeing the trailer for this a while ago, and at first, it didn't look all that impressive to me. Some reason the thing that popped into my mind was it's another young adult type movie. However, the thing that drew me to getting some sort of interest in this movie was Tim Burton. I mean, say what you want about his career today, but Tim Burton is probably the only mainstream director out there that can be considered an artist, because most of the movies that he's done are really weird, strange, dark, and visually creative. And this movie is no exception in those fields. The visual look of this movie is absolutely incredible. Everything from the production design, the costumes, the art direction, those are all the aspects that just go above and beyond when it comes to a Tim Burton movie. Except for Planet of the Apes. That was total garbage in every category. It's just an incredible movie to look at. Even if you were to put it on mute, just looking at this movie is amazing. And it's got some really good performances here. Asa Butterfield is technically the main character in this movie, and he does a decent job every now and then. But the two actors that really steal the show for me are Eva Green and this girl, Ella Purnell, who plays the peculiar Emma Bloom, which I gotta say, looking at her, she looks like she belongs in a Tim Burton movie. One thing, she's got big eyes, which kind of fit into the way Tim Burton draws people. And if he ever got a chance to redo Alice in Wonderland and actually do it right instead of the bullshit that we got 6 years ago, she would have made a much better Alice than Mia Wasikowska ever did. I mean, she's pretty much dressed to be Alice, but those are the two performances that I really enjoyed. And the chemistry between Jacob and Emma, I actually bought. I thought their scenes together were cute, and it's just enjoyable to watch. And also, there are a lot of creative scenes in this movie. There's one scene, just one little part that has stop motion in it, which I thought was pretty creative. And I guess you want to say it's the final battle. Has some creative moments at the end that remind me of Jason the Argonauts. It'll make sense when you see it. However, now for all the good stuff that I've said, and they are really good things, I didn't connect with this movie emotionally. Maybe it's because I'm a little too old, but I didn't really connect with this story or most of the characters. And again, maybe it's an age thing, because throughout most of it, it's very well made. It's just the story didn't do much for me. Maybe if I was younger, like actually in my teenage years, I would have really enjoyed this. Some other problems that I have are, as much as I really praise Tim Burton's movies for being visually beautiful, the CGI on the monsters that are called hollows here are terrible. They look like something from the early 2000s or late 90s. I'll go that far. And sometimes it wouldn't really bother me, but these creatures are in a good majority of the movie. And again, for a movie that's so visually beautiful and creative, that's really distracting to have terrible CGI monsters. Samuel L. Jackson plays the film's villain, and he does kind of feel last minute. Even though they do hint at his character in the beginning, he really comes in at the beginning of the third act. And he's Samuel L. Jackson. There's not much to his performance. He does make one joke about how being in Florida or living there can drive you insane, which had me laughing, so I'll give him props for that. And finally, I don't think the movie wrapped up in a very satisfying way. In fact, there are a lot of things at the end that make you go, wait, what about that? wait, what's happening here? So the ending just leaves a lot of questions, and it could have been wrapped up in a tighter and more orderly fashion. But, I mean, overall, I think this movie's okay. I mean, I really did give high praise for the visuals and the performances, but I didn't emotionally connect with the story, probably because of my age. And there are some elements that I just think are not done very well at all. So I would say watch at your own risk. If you're a teenager, you're probably really gonna dig this, especially if you're a goth teenager, because it's Tim Burton. You're gonna go see this no matter what. For anyone else out there though, if this movie does look somewhat interesting, I would definitely say check it out and see for yourself. I just don't give it a strong recommendation. Not bad, but nothing to really rush out and see. It's okay. And that's my review for Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below and tell me what your thoughts are on the movie, if and when you've seen it. And as always, this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you, there is only one.